Hello my engineering friends and welcome to my channel. This is my first ever video and I'm very excited to join you in Kerbal Space Program 2. I've got no experience with this game, but I do have experience with real life aircraft engineering. For the past 4 years of my life, I've been an aerospace engineer and I believe that could help me in this game, but I've never played the game before, so I've got no idea. But we're going to try and make the world's fastest stealth bomber jet today. Now, if you don't know already, the world's fastest bomber jet is the North American XB-70 Valkyrie, which goes to a speed of about 2.6 Mach, which is 2.6 times the speed of sound. So let's see if we can beat that in Kerbal Space Program 2. Agency name, what should we call ourselves? So I think the agency name should be Mac Minor, because it's just gonna be pooing bombs everywhere. Basically, the mission is we need to beat 2.6 Mach, so 2.6 times the speed of sound. I think we could aim for 3 Mach, but I just don't know. We're gonna see. Let's give it a shot. Right then, here we are in the vehicle assembly building. Heat shields, batteries. We're not gonna need half of this stuff because this is all for space, and we're trying to keep it within the Earth's atmosphere. We'll probably take it quite high up because that's where the air is thinnest, so there's less air resistance, and therefore we can go faster. But we're going to need some big, hefty engines and a big, hefty cockpit as well. So what we got here? The two-seated Phoenix. Yeah, that's a good start. I like that. So what we need to do here is probably do some sort of fuel tanks, and then we also need to do the bomb bay doors. So okay, that's way too. Hang on, what size is that? That's a medium. Okay, so then if we see here, we've got all the parts that say MD, MD, and SM. Basically, that's just the size. So this means large, that means medium, and that means small, and that's extra small. So we need to focus on the medium parts. It's a bit of a funny shape in it, our cockpit. Haha. What is that? What have I just put? What is that? Okay, a fuel tank. Perfect. Cargo bay. Now, I think the cargo bay is what we need, but that's upside down, so how do I rotate? Right, okay, so after a bit of Googling and probably way too much time, I see you can use Q and E to just rotate the parts like that. That is so easy. That is so easy. So we've got the cockpit, and then we've got a fuel tank, and now this is going to be the bomb bay hatch, I suppose. So there's also different cargo bays, but I think that is probably big enough for now, I would guess. So what we're going to then do on the back is put another fuel tank. Now this is going to be a heavy plane if this is all going to be full of fuel. So let's hit with another fuel tank because it's going to be quite a long plane. It's not going to be anything tiny. And then is that enough fuel? I mean, already we've got 11.8 tons, which actually isn't that bad. I'm going to guess these fuel tanks are empty for that kind of weight. Not too sure. It's 15 meters long so far. So the current world's fastest jet is nearly 60 meters long. So I think we're going to need to make this a little bit longer. So maybe there is enough room for some more bomb bay doors. Because after all, this is a bomber jet. Okay. It just looks a bit silly, doesn't it, right now? So that is plenty of room for the bombs. So we're now going to go back to our fuel tanks and we're going to stick some more on. Let's move that off to the side. I actually want to add another fuel tank there because we are going to be taking off and flying with basically 100% thrust all of the time. Which, no, it's not the most efficient way to fly, but we need speed, not efficiency. What's this little Kerbal manager? Oh, okay. Here we go. So who shall we have flying our plane? So we've got Valentina Kerman, Bill Kerman, Jebediah Kerman. Oh, they're all Kermans, look. Is that... I'm going to guess these are called the Kermans then. Tim C. I like Tim. Go on, in you go, Tim. And then we got Tim and Bob currently flying our plane. No command pod and no parachute. What do you mean command pod? Oh, this is okay. Well, this is not a rocket, unfortunately. This is a plane. Currently, it's it looks a bit suspicious, but let's add. I'm gonna go for one more fuel. I might have added way too many fuel tanks. And then if we add that, this is now just a This is now just like a a really long, like, what even would he call this? It's just like a long ass, it's just a thing, isn't it? It's just a thing. So, we've now got some engines. What's the biggest engines we can fit on this puppy? That? Ah. Maybe not. So I'm going to guess I'm going to have to go for the medium engines again, which might mean that if this one fails, we might have to go for a large cockpit and try and make it all large, but we'll cross that hurdle when we come to it. What I want to do is I want to add some wings. I think now is a decent time to add some wings. So we've got loads of nose cones, but I think, yeah, we've already got a nose cone on the front of the jet. Right, let's use a medium wing. So I've got symmetry on. So why have we not got... Hang on a minute. Symmetry mode is on. So why have we only got a wing on one side? So there's the center of... Oh, wait. So we're going to want... Okay. And then we can scale this. Oh, yeah. We want a wingspan and a half on this puppy. Wing angle... So, if we had it like this, then it'll be better for slow speeds, but swept back wings, or it's better for high speeds, but bad for low speeds. So, we need to work out like the optimal angle for an aircraft. I'm going to get it like this. It's going to be about 45 degrees, I would take a guess. Because if we just look at the likes of Concorde, that's got delta wings, and that is what we want on this. This is known as a delta wing, or it will be known as a delta wing when I've fully put it together. It might need moving a bit though, but let's... okay, it looks a bit like a Vulcan aircraft, this does now. And then the thickness of the wing, we definitely want to make it a little bit thicker. There we go. No, let's have a look. Let's have a zoom in. How thick should we make it? I don't think paper thin's ideal. Needs a bit of something to it, but that's... Can we move this ever so slightly, this wing here? Why is it over there? To save you this painful process, I'm going to pause the recording here, and I'll be back with you when I've got a basic thing down for this here bomber. So, I'll see you shortly. Well, shortly for you, it's going to be like hours for me. So you join me about, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes later. It took way too long. But basically, I've done a bit of Googling and I've worked out like how to move the camera around and stuff, which is a good start. And also, I have managed to get the wings how I want them to be. And I've also added some extra little... modules to put your engines on the back. Now, these probably will need moving in when we get the engines on, but we're also missing the control surface off the wings. Now, I know we can add in the control surfaces, but I don't want to do that because I've been looking around to see if there's any elevons, because that is really what we want. So that's elevators and ailerons, so we can roll and pitch at the same time. That is the job of an elevon. And then also, I've added these, but I don't know if I can change the size of them to reduce the drag, because obviously if you're going over a nice aerofoil and then you hit something like that, that's quite a lot of unnecessary drag that you don't want when you're trying to reach top speeds. So that's what I've gone for, but it's probably something better I can do. But all I'm doing is having a bit of a play about. It's really not much progress made, but I did notice actually, you know, if we just spin this way around, that looks like a pair of pants, doesn't it? Can't tell me otherwise. It's like someone wearing a pair of pants. Ignore this bit sticking out top. Just this bit. Right, anyway, I will join you shortly after I've got on the vertical stabilizers and just tried to work it out a bit more. So, it seems we have got a, so far, not test flighted it yet, but a successful jet. So, I've turned the control, have I turned the control surfaces? Oh dear. Oh dear me. Well, I don't know if we can have, if we're going to be having shapes like that on YouTube, but basically, I don't know if we've got the control surfaces on for the wings. I think we might do. Yeah, we do. This should be a pretty successful jet. Now, it's very aerodynamic. I've worked out the issue back here. I've just put some nose cones on them little engine couplings. And then we've got 2 huge vertical stabilizers back here. And then we've got 6 of the S3 KS25 Vector engines, which each produce 850 kilonewtons of thrust. So, very interesting. If I go on to the engineer's report, our thrust to weight ratio is 1.127, which isn't great, to be honest. We might have to lose a fuel tank or 2 up top, but we'll work that out as we go. I have a ever so slight feeling that it may be a little bit rear end heavy, but nonetheless, I think all we need to do now is press launch. Wait, why isn't he one launching? Oh no, I need to press that loads. Well, it flies, and I'll be honest, it flies very fast. Oh my word. Okay, can we control it? Can we control it in the air? Okay, well, the engines... Whoa. The engines move. I had no idea the engines moved. Okay. And we're out of petrol. Petrol. Well, we're out of whatever the fuel was. I can't really remember. Okay. Would I call that a successful first flight? No, I don't think I would. So I think it's back to the workshop. Hang on. Wait, before we go back to the workshop, can we eject them? Oh, hang on. Have I just told him to... Oh, that was not the eject button. He's now just stood there. No. Oh, no. I'm so sorry, Bob. What have I done? He's doing well. He's doing well clinging on. To be fair to the bloke. That could have gone better. Brilliant. Yeah, I think it's time to return to the VAB. So it seems there is 2 issues that we need to resolve. First things first, we need to work out how to make it more balanced out and less top heavy. So if we go into the center of mass, you can see here it's just sat right at the back there. Now that is probably due to all the fuel tank. Let's sort this out, and then we're going to be a little bit cheeky because I saw that there is a setting which I can click, which is infinite propellant. I think for the purposes of this video, we might need it. We're going to move the fuel tanks to the front and then these doors to the back. Because bear in mind, it is a bomber aircraft. We need to add bombs into our bomb bay doors here. So I might have rectified the problem. So the center of weight is still quite far back, but I've made the landing gear further back, so hopefully it shouldn't do as much of a wheelie. That should be kind of relative, but we'll soon find out. And also the wings, I've changed to a more of a swept back kind of style with some control surfaces on the end, because we could not roll that aircraft. That aircraft will go up, down, and yaw, but it would not roll. So now it should. So I think all that's left to do is take it out for a test and see if it works. Okay, so here we are, and first thing you notice is, wait, it's not doing a wheelie anymore. But then the second thing you notice is it's trying to do a dance. I guess there's only one thing for it. How do I make them all go at the same time? That's one. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. Come on now. The control surfaces are behaving. All right, let's lift up. Oh, we've lifted off. And up goes the gear. Up goes the gear. Oh, yes. Oh, it's manoeuvrable. Here we go, above the clouds. It's a little bit unstable, isn't it? Let's try and straighten it out a little bit. Bob's doing all right up there, look. Look at this. Oh, we're getting warm. How fast are we going? 700 meters a second. Okay, so we are currently looking at about just over 2 Mach, but I don't know why this plane's getting so hot. Is it about to blow up or something? So we needed to get to about 1,000 meters a second. Well, actually, we needed 891 to beat the current record of world's fastest bomber aircraft, and we're so close. 90. There we go. We have now got the world's fastest bomber plane. However, how do I turn the engines? How do I reduce the old thrust there? Because this is, I imagine, yes, quite a hot plane, isn't it? That. Okay, well, Bob, mate, we might need to do an emergency crash landing on the water. I cannot lie. There we go, look, we're at about Mach 3-ish now. 3 times the speed of sound. The plane, it looks a bit toasty, I'll be honest. It does look a little bit warm. Could cook an egg on that, I do imagine. Are we in space? I don't know. I was on about going up to the edge of the atmosphere to try and get this plane. I don't know how it's still flying. It's ridiculous. How do I stop? I don't think I can stop the engines. I'm sorry, Bob. I am sorry, Bob. But we're going to have to crash this into the sea. So let's go out in style. Hang on, can I make Bob eject? No, that is not the eject button. If you remember what happened last time, again. Oh, hang on, I just told him to... That was not the eject button. Yeah, we're definitely in the upper part of the Earth's atmosphere here. I don't know the altitude in meters. I'm a feet. I'm a feet kind of guy. Okay, that... No. Okay, right, let's just take a step back for a second. I'm not a feet kind of guy, but I understand altitude in feet. So here we are on the tarmac, ready to go. I've added some action groups, so look, you know, if we look under here, now press a button on my keyboard, and there go my cargo bay doors, and there's the bomb. Here we go. Let's get this puppy in the air, shall we? Oh, gear is up, and then if I press that, yeah, okay. Then I press the okay. So I've worked out how we can control the thrust on my keyboard. Okay, it flies well. It's very sensitive, but you know what? It flies well. Let's open the cargo bay doors. They're opening. And how do I drop the bomb? How do I drop the bomb? How do I drop it? It's just in there, look. Oh no, I think it might be connected to the fuselage and not the decoupler. Right, here we are, back on the runway. Are you ready, Bob? So I think we've got everything working. There is the bomb, a big, I've coloured it in a nice big pink colour. You can't miss it. So first things first, let's shut the doors. And then let's get some beanage. Let's get in the air. For whatever reason, it looks like the bombs don't want to be dropped. But they're there, and it works. So we technically still have the world's fastest bomber aircraft. We've broken a world record today, ladies and gentlemen. We have broken a world record with this and with Bob. Can't forget Bob, main man. Anyway, if we get a couple likes or whatever on this episode, then maybe we'll revisit the game and then make a nuclear bomber plane. Or maybe we'll just be a little bit silly and try and make like a sus-shaped rocket or something. But anyway, thank you very much for joining me on my first ever video today. If you enjoyed, please do press subscribe. Hopefully, I'll be seeing you very soon. All that's left for me to say is Mac Minior was a success. Cheers.